Welcome to the complete Algebra 2 Quadratics Test walkthrough. We're going to start on problem 3 because most people saw problems 1 and 2 in class. But starting at problem number 3, we'll do the walkthrough. Then we'll go back and do problem 1 and 2. So we'll do all 4. Here we go. But starting with this one. Well, I just like to take care of the y-intercept right away. If you put 0 in there and 0 in there, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 minus 8. The y-intercept is 0 comma negative 8. Yeah, this is standard form. So the C term is the y-intercept. That's the only really nice thing about standard form. And then the other thing is you can go anywhere from standard form. So if we were going to try to find the vertex, don't know. If we're going to try to the x-intercepts, we'd have to factor it or use the formula or complete the square, write it like a square. This looks factorable. Okay, so they're split. The plus one's bigger. How do you multiply to 8? 1 and 8, 2 and 4. Small one's negative. Haha, 4 and plus negative 2. So x minus 2, okay. That means the intercepts are the opposite of that number. So negative 4. Negative 4 will spit out a 0. And positive 2 will split out a 0. The axis of symmetry. Okay, for that we're going to turn to the graph and plot these zeros. Then we can see the axis of symmetry would be at x equals negative 1. Then we can plug that in. Negative 1 plus 4 is 3. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. That multiplies to negative 9. So the vertex is at negative 1 comma negative 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Awesome. We notice that the a value is 1. It's a normal a value, so over 1, up 1. Oh, there's our y-intercept at 0, negative 8. Great. On the other side, over 1, up 1, 2, 3. Over 1, up 1, 2, 3. And that's the next one. Over 1, up 5, and it's perfect. Great. If you want full 100% points, make sure to have as many points as you can make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can still get most of the points for having, 5 dots. 5 dots should be pretty close to perfect. Okay. We already factored it up above, x plus 4. I mean, if you want to get technical, f of x equals, there we go. I think we've done, let's double check. Ooh, you know what I should put on the test is draw the axis of symmetry on the graph for another point. Okay, that's everything. On to this problem. Axis of symmetry. Well, it's in standard form and it's a little bit tricky standard form, so we could use this little baby formula. Opposite of b over 2a. If you're typing this in your calculator, make sure that this is a fraction bar. You might have to use some parentheses, like this. Negative 4 divided by parentheses, this stuff. Or if you do it in your head, it's negative 4 over negative 4. That means the axis of symmetry is at 1. Sorry if I was off the screen. Oh man, just like at school, it's terrible. Need to do this more often. It's kind of fun. Alright, here we go. So that's the axis of symmetry. And although we may not feel good about using this little baby formula, it's actually, that's how you pack it up into vertex form, right? You take the b, you divide by 2a, and that's the edge of your square. That's where that comes from. when the edge of the square, we would get -1 inside, and then the vertex is at the opposite of that. Well, I'm off the screen again. So take these 4x strips, pack it up into -2 squares. Oh, this is why we don't do this. We just use the formula. But if you do it, you get b divided by 2a is -1. That's the edge of the square. And what number will make this square the smallest, i.e. the vertex? A positive 1. So the opposite of that number is where the axis of symmetry is. There it is. Okay. So let's find the vertex then. 1 squared is 1, I have -2, plus 4, plus 2.5. 4.5? 1, comma, 4.5. The y-intercept is at 0, comma, 2.5. We get that from the standard form. Okay, this is looking nice. To get the x-intercepts, we could either keep going with this, pack it up like a square, and take square roots. I don't want to factor this, so we're going to use the formula. -4 plus n minus the square root of b squared. I just do this in my head. Just square the b, or do it in your calculator, but just write b squared here. Don't write 4 squared. Minus 4, and that's a negative, so if we get any more negatives, it's actually going to end up being plus. Oh, there's our negative. -2 for the a, and 2.5 for the c. All over -4. -4 times -2 is 8. 8 times 2.5 is 20. This all is 20, including, that's 20. 16 plus 20 is 36. Square root of 36 is 6, so it's -4 plus or minus 6 over -4. -4 plus 6 is 2, so -1/2. 2 divided by -4. That was the plus. That would make the 2. Okay. I don't know how slow to go. That's an x-intercept, and oh, tricky. Minus, that's -10 divided by -4. 2.5. But it's a negative divided by negative, so positive. 2.5, comma 0. That's the other one. Okay. Just have to write them in here now. You guys are making me switch to decimals. Too much. That's the new thing, I guess. Fractions are where it's at, people. Let's do the fractions. Oh, well. So we've got all the information. Now we just have to graph this sucker. Is it upside down? Oh, yeah, -2 for the a value. It's making it grow. Making it grow backwards twice as fast, or grow down twice as fast as a square would like to grow. Starting at the smallest possible one. Well, in this case, the biggest, because it's flipped over. 1, comma, 4.5. And let's do the y-intercept, 2.5. Mirror image, axis of symmetry. We got the zeros at -1/2 and 2.5. Next, we could make a t-chart. Put a 3 in there. 3 squared is 9 to -2. -18 plus 12 is -5 plus 2.5 is -2.5. Mirror image, that's right next to that, so right there, that's supposed to be a 2.5. Let's see, is this working out for us? Over 1, down 2, because the a. Over 1, down should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did that wrong. How did I screw that up? We're probably right here. Negative 18 plus 12 is not 5. Negative 18 plus 12 is 6. And it's negative 6. And negative 6 plus 2.5 is negative 3.5, which that fixed those dots. Ooh, good thing we checked it 2 different ways. Okay. This video is getting long, so I'm also late for dinner. Right away. It's in factor form. Okay, we did this in class. Okay, let's go. Hope people don't see the runtime and they're like, I don't want to watch this. Because it's great. And then the second half is where things get crazy. Halfway between x equals 1, put in the 1, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, but this negative sign flips it to 4. Alright. 1, comma. I keep on doing that. Why did I put them in this order? This seems like a dumb order. Oh well. Gotta adapt. Gotta adapt. Attention to detail. That's what this class is all about. Oh, I don't know the y-intercept, but it's the last part of the rainbow that I'm interested in. So 1 times negative 3 is negative 3 times negativeness is positive 3. And that should be confirmed when we multiply out to standard form later. Get this vertex on there. Yes, this is looking fine. Get all the dots. Try to do all of them that are on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those aren't on there, but look at that, extra credit. Draw a nice curve. I'm going to skip the curve because I'm up against this. This is my setup. It's very jank. I'm like squeezed in here with this old-timey radio, and I'm propped up on this. There's no room to work. Okay, here we go. So I'm not going to draw the curve because I can hardly get my fingers in here at all. Hardly right. What is this, the 21st century? Alright, let's multiply this thing out. Rainbows. That's a 1. Here we go. Oh, these are all contained within parentheses with their own little negative sign out front that we'll have to deal with right now. Negative x squared plus 2x, that's the plus 3. Ta-da! I'm off the screen. Okay, this negative sign came in and flipped all these signs, and now we got this. So that's the standard form. F of x equals negative x squared plus 2x minus, plus 3. Can we confirm? Can confirm. Is that everything? That looks good. Okay, last one. Whew, the hardest one. Okay, right away, it's in vertex form. So we know the vertex is that. The opposite of that, comma that. Negative 1/2, comma, negative 2. State the y-intercept. No. Well, okay. Yeah, well, we have to write it in standard form, so let's just wait till we multiply it out. X-intercepts. We have to ask when is the function spitting out 0 as an output, because those places where it spits out a 0 as an output are x-intercepts. Some input, comma, 0 as the output. Some input, comma, 0 as the output. So let's just set it equal. Ooh, is there room here to solve this? We did this in class, I'm pretty sure. Tiny writing. Yes, writing as tiny as possible is good. Divided by 2. That's the tricky step here, because at first you're like, this isn't going to be a square, but then it is. It's 1. Square root. X plus 1/2 equals positive or negative 1. Minus 1/2. And x equals negative 1/2 plus or minus 1. Plus and minus 1. So the x-intercepts are at negative 1 plus 1 is 1/2. And negative 1 minus 1 is negative 1. 1.5, fine, I'll do it. 0.